Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Mindful Health Alternatives program that we try to do every month here at CAT TV on Channel 15 to let you, the viewers, know about different things that are happening in the arena of medicine, and some of them can help make your life less stressful, not lice, okay? So it'll help make your life less stressful. And today I'm privileged to have with me three ladies from the hospital. And to my immediate right is Charlene Foster, who's the program manager of the Philips Lifeline Medical Alert Service or Emergency Response System from the hospital. She's going to tell us a little bit about the standard, the auto alert, and home safety and Go Safe. And Charlene, welcome.
Thank you.
And to Charlene's right is Lila Sestone. She's the president of the auxiliary board, and she's going to explain who everybody is and what they do with the personal emergency response system. And to Lila's right is Karen Ahern, and she is the office assistant, and she works with Charlene and Lila, and she's going to tell you about some satisfied clients that they have and share some stories with you as well. So Lifeline Alert is something that is really good for a lot of people. I know my dad had one several years ago, and a friend of mine also had one. And what it does is sort of make you feel more secure. You can wear one that goes around your neck like a necklace. There's also one that you can wear on your wrist, and there's like a button that you can push, and it can get you help immediately if you should fall or you can't get out of bed or if you slip in the tub or whatever. So without further ado, Charlene's going to Charlene and Lila and Karen are going to share some very important information with you. And Lila, would you like to start?
Sure.
Thank you.
First of all, as Darlene said, I'm the president of the auxiliary, and the auxiliary operates the Personal Emergency Response Philips Lifeline program in Bennington. We've actually run this program for over 30 years, and Philips Lifeline has been in business for over 40 years. They were the first company in this country to actually develop a medical alert program, and they've been the number one company for all their 40 years in business. The reason we stay with Philips Lifeline for our service is because we firmly believe they have the best technology, and they test their technology extensively before they put it on the market. Like I said, we've been in this business for over 30 years, and it was actually started by someone that maybe many of you know or knew, Lou Dana. Mm-hmm. And this was way back when Charlene was actually sitting as the operator at the hospital, and all the calls used to go to Charlene, and she would dispatch the medical alert. Now all the calls go to Lifeline Central, which is located near Boston. All the Philips Lifeline equipment is made in the United States, so we like to support United States-based companies. Philips Lifeline is recommended by over 200,000 medical professionals. Most of those are primary care or geriatric care physicians, and they believe anyway that they have served over 7 million seniors in this country over the last 40 years, and they have saved more lives than we could possibly imagine. We know in our own service that they have saved many, many lives. As your friend that had the service, if she'd been able to push her button, they would have responded. Otherwise, many people that don't have this service, when they need help, they just fall and lay there or whatever.
Right.
And I've had a couple friends actually that have had the service, and we tell our people never ever take your button off, because it's when you take your button off that something will happen. And this happened to a good friend of mine. She left her button on the kitchen counter. She went into her garage to get in her car and fell. and laid there for almost 24 hours.
Oh, no.
And another gentleman took his button off and left it in the kitchen and went down cellar and broke his leg, and had great difficulty getting back upstairs to the phone and to the Lifeline button.
Now, Lila, can I just interject here or ask a question? Are they like waterproof? Because like when people take a shower, a lot of the bathtubs aren't modified for...
They're absolutely waterproof.
Okay.
You should never, ever take your button off.
Good, good.
I also want to address the issue, you can't open a magazine today without seeing a little card in there for some other medical alert program. We've had experience in our office where somebody will call us and say, you've charged my card for 3 months, but I have no equipment. And you have to be very careful to research whatever program you sign up with and know that it is valid, and that and unfortunately there's a lot of phone calls, a lot of these cards, and there's a certain percentage of them that are scams. And so we encourage seniors to be very careful about which company they sign up with. Obviously, we feel we have the best one.
That's good. It's very good to know, because it's just unfortunate that there are these scams, and they, seem to know, and they seem to target a lot of seniors with these scams, and that's really, really too bad. So anything else to interject right at the moment, or you want Charlene to?
I'm going to let Charlene talk a little bit about our technology. We're very, very excited because, as I said before, Philips doesn't come out with a product unless they've tested it extensively. And with the new product they just came out with, it's really a marvel, I think. We actually researched some other companies that have similar technology, and we concluded that their technology did not meet the standards of Philips Lifeline. So that's why we're very excited, and I'll let Charlene tell you about the basic equipment and all the special equipment that we have.
And I'm really excited to hear about this because you alluded to this in your email and our conversation on the telephone last week. So
Right.
good. Okay.
So the personal emergency response, like Lila said, is a local program at Southwestern Vermont Medical Center that provides the community and surrounding towns with this service. And we are someone that you can trust. So that's very, very important. We serve about a 50-mile radius in all the towns around. We go into Massachusetts, we go into New York State. And also we have quite a few subscribers who take their machine with them to Florida. So we're able to put all the information into the computer. So when they get to Florida and they hook up their machine, Lifeline knows where they are and who to call.
Oh, that's amazing. That's really
So-
good. So the snowbirds that take off from Vermont and go down for the sun in the wintertime, that is really great. Good.
Right. So, and all the buttons are waterproof, so there's no reason why you'd have to take it off.
Okay, good.
So I'm going to talk about the different types of service that we have, and the first one is our basic standard service, which is the majority of our subscribers, and we're up to about 650 subscribers
Wow,
in the
okay.
community.
Okay.
So we're providing a good service for many people. So this is the basic Lifeline machine, and that gets hooked up through your telephone
Okay.
line. So you'd have to have a landline phone, and again, this is the button that you would wear around your neck, or there's one that you'd wear on your wrist.
Okay. Now, are there interchangeable bands for the wrist? Because some people have small wrists and some people have
Yes, we have
large?
adjustable
Yeah,
ones.
okay.
Yes,
And the necklace will adjust too, so
yes.
very good.
Yes,
Okay.
so you can adjust that to make it longer or shorter, however. So in the event that, so this gets hooked up through the landline phone, it goes through the telephone wires. In the event that you have an emergency, all you have to do is press your button.
Okay.
Once you press your button, the call's going to go through to the monitoring. They're going to know who you are, where you live, and who to call.
Okay.
You don't even have to talk to them. If
Oh,
you're
good.
able to talk, you can talk to them through the communicator because it does have a microphone in there.
Okay.
But say if you're outside in your backyard and you fell and you pushed your button and you couldn't hear them or they couldn't hear you, they would still get you help.
Oh, good. Okay.
would still get
now,
you help.
do they have like a list? I know that when my dad was ill about 20 years ago, they had like a first call, a second call, and then-
Responders.
yeah.
Yes. So they would call, what they would do if they couldn't get any communication, they would call one of your responders. A responder should be someone relatively close in distance. So they should be like a neighbor or a close friend, but somebody that you trust, because they're going to have access to your home.
Okay.
They're going to have to know where there's a hidden key, or they're going to have a key to get in.
Okay.
In the event that you pushed your button and you were able to communicate and tell them that you were having chest pain or something happened, they would immediately dispatch the rescue.
Okay.
We had one gentleman one time, you know, he was cooking something on the stove and he was in a wheelchair, and when he went to go back to the stove, he fell out of his wheelchair.
Oh, no.
So he had the button, he pressed the button, and the fire department was able to get to
Okay,
him.
good.
So.
Very good.
So, and also compatible with this machine is an auto alert button. Lifeline came out with this probably a couple years ago. And this button, if you fall, it can detect a fall. If you fall and don't push your button within 30 seconds, it will automatically send the call into
Oh,
the
wow.
monitoring service. So,
Very good.
but we, encourage the subscribers, if they're able, to push the button, because it's not going to detect if if something's going wrong medically with you. If you're sitting in the chair, you need to push the button. But if you fall, pass out, or forget to push the button, subscribers who have dementia, Alzheimer's, whatever, if they fall, they might forget to push the button. Well, if they're down and don't, it will send a signal.
And I mean, that's even great. Like if, a person has this with them and, like they go outside to get their mail or something and they slip on the ice and fall and hit their head and are unconscious, then this is great to pick up,
That's
what's
right.
going on.
Yeah.
Good.
So if they fall and then get back upright, it may cancel the call. But again, push the button if you're able.
Good.
So that's, and this is also waterproof.
Good.
So, and then a few months ago, Lifeline came out with a device called HomeSafe. It's a machine just like this, and you don't need a telephone or a cell phone. You don't need any kind of a device like that. All you need is electricity. And so this is plugged in, and you wear a button, either an auto alert button or a regular button, whichever one you choose that you wanted. And it works off AT&T, Lifeline's AT&T cellular service.
Now, is there like a backup battery with it in case the lights go out?
Yes.
Because around here we're famous for
Yes.
winter storms. And
There are backup batteries on all the machines.
Okay, good. That's
So,
good to know.
And again, like I said, it is compatible with the auto alert. So that, and a lot of people nowadays are getting rid of their landline phones because everyone has cell phones. So this is their solution. So that works out really well.
Good.
And then last week, actually it was a couple weeks ago, that Lifeline launched their newest technology, and it's called GoSafe.
Okay.
So this is the GoSafe button.
Now it's just like a necklace that you would wear?
Yep, this is actually, let's see, okay. Yeah, so this device, if you wear this device, you can go anywhere in the country.
Wow.
It's a mobile device.
Okay.
These are the little antennas. This is a little microphone in the back.
Okay.
So, and this is the charger. It has to be charged, because it has a battery life, I think, of like 6 or 7 days. Is that what they said?
Sort of like your cell phone.
Right,
So, yeah,
right.
Okay.
So what you would do is, if you wanted to go with the GoSafe, you would get a device like this that would be hooked up into your home, and that way, when you are home, the button goes in kind of like a sleep mode,
Okay.
so it saves the battery life of the button. And if you needed help, you could still push your button here, the button that you wear, and they would know the exact location of where you're at.
Okay.
So GoSafe, but if you were going to go on vacation, all you would need to take is your button and your charger, just like you would with a cell phone. You need
and
it charged.
It's almost like a device, like say, like in an automobile, like OnStar or something. It would automatically configure where you were with the
Right.
GPS.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
yes. So if you were on the road to New York City or going someplace and you went into a ditch or something, you would push this and it works off them. Actually, that's what I was going to be talking about. It has 6 locating devices.
Oh, wow.
So the first being the communicator, because they know if you push the button, if you're within the vicinity of your home, they're going to know the exact location of where you're at, because they're going to get the signal from the machine.
Okay.
The second locating device is the two-way communication, because this button, if you push it, if you're in a ditch or something, you push it, they're going to talk to you.
Right.
They're going to say, this is Southwestern Vermont Lifeline, do you need help? You can say, I'm on Route 7 in the town of Arlington, if you're able to communicate with them.
Yep.
So if you push the button, saying you're not able to communicate, they have the satellite. It works off from AT&T Lifeline's satellite devices.
Good.
So, and then the next technology that they have is the Wi-Fi location. So say somebody was at the hospital and they went into the bathroom and they got dizzy and they had one of these Go Safe buttons on. They push the button, and you might not, sometimes when you're in buildings, brick or something, you don't get a strong signal like with your cell phones.
Yep.
So it would work off from the Wi-Fi,
Okay.
the building's Wi-Fi, like even in motels and stuff like that.
That's very handy, really, seriously.
And then the fifth technology locating device is, they call it intelligent breadcrumbs. So what that does is they take snapshots of where the activity of where the subscriber has been. So like if they're not getting a strong signal, they can tell by sending a signal to this button where they were 10 minutes ago.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So wherever the stronger signal was. And the last is, it has an audio beacon siren sound. So say you fell in the basement, they knew you were at a certain location, but they didn't know which room. Lifeline can send a siren signal, like a loud beeping sound, to help locate you. So this device is very good for people who travel,
Yep.
for people who go walking in the woods.
Even for people like around here, a lot of folks go out and go walking for exercise and bike
Yes,
riding and stuff
yes,
like that.
yep.
So that would be good too.
Yeah. For people who are home and they don't go out, wander too much, the basic service is sufficient. And then again, if you don't have a phone, then we do have something
You
to
know,
meet everybody's needs.
I was even thinking, like some of our folks, like at this time of the year, like to go deer hunting, and I know even when my dad was sick, before he got really, really too ill to do it, he liked to go out with my brothers and go hunting, and like if he had had one of these, and my brothers had left him at a deer stand or something, and they had gone, a little bit more one way, and he got up and wandered off or something, which, is possible with anyone. He could have just pushed the button, and people would have been able to find him.
Yes.
Good.
So that's good. I think that's just about.
I'm going to jump in
ahead.
for a second.
That's
Jump in.
okay.
Our program has trained installers that go out and install all our equipment in the homes. As far as I know, we're the only program that has trained installers. This is something that Philips Lifeline approves of. And like I say, if all our units are installed by trained installers, if there's a problem, the installer goes back out and takes care of the issue. If you need a new battery, they go out and give you a new battery. We take care of our customers. We don't ship anything in the mail to you. We are there for you, and that sets us apart from other programs.
That's good. And I'm sure that your installers work with people
They do.
when they get there and show them about the different buttons and how to wear the necklace, and reassure them that it is waterproof and that it's going to work for them. So that's good. Now, can we just go back a little bit? Now, I see on this device it has a reset button. Can you sort of talk about reset and it's 24 hours, and I haven't had to use the button on my wrist or on my necklace. Why is there a reset button?
Okay, so we haven't had the daily check-in feature in about 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
But the people that have it out there in the field can remain to have it. So this used to be when we install the machines, they'd have to check in and reset their machine every single day
Okay.
within 24 hours. But we were finding that there was a lot of calls that people would go to church or they'd go out shopping, they'd forget to reset their
Okay.
machine, and then the rescue squad would be called and people would be out checking on the person, and we just found that statistically it didn't warrant Lifeline to
Okay.
continue using that feature. So we don't have that anymore.
Okay.
However, we do have the reset bar still there, because say for that the machine comes unplugged, or somehow one of these cords, the telephone cords gets unplugged, the machine's going to start flashing. If you push that reset bar, it will talk to you and say, unit battery's low.
Okay.
Check connections. So usually when people call us up and say, my machine is flashing, we have them press the reset bar so it talks to us to tell us what's going on.
Very good.
So
Okay. And I also see, like on this device, there's a red button that says help, and on this device, there's a help button too. Is that just another way to get someone to come and help you if
That is.
you can't reach
Yes.
your necklace or your wrist?
say in the event that you came in and you came in to visit someone and they weren't feeling too well, but they didn't have their button on, you didn't know where their button was, you could just go over and hit that
Okay.
that help button, and they would dispatch.
Very good.
So.
Very good. Okay.
And
That-
following up with Lila with the volunteers, when the volunteers do go out into the field, they'll hooking up a machine probably takes 15 or 20 minutes. Sometimes they spend hours with these subscribers.
Talking
They
and
visit,
visiting.
they
Yes.
talk, but they will take the button and they'll go out to their mailbox. They'll go down in the basement. They'll go up in the attic. They'll go wherever the subscriber spends a lot of time, out in the
try,
pool. And they'll do a test range to make sure that the signal is working.
Very good. Now, I
So-
think the one that might have installed ours, I know he's no longer with us, Rudy.
Rondone.
Yes,
Oh.
he came out to the house in Arlington and he installed ours. And when my friend Dorothy Vondi had one, I think he was the one that installed it up in Sunderland as well. So,
Yeah.
and he visited with both of them and, tried it out in different spots to make sure that it worked. That's good.
Our volunteers will go anywhere, anytime.
Now, how many volunteers roughly do you have?
We have about 12.
12?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we have some like in the Wilmington area, some in the Manchester area, some in New York State. So that way we can send the machines with a courier up to Manchester if we have to, so they can just pick it up there.
That was my next question. If you have, these a wide variety of volunteers at different locations, how did they get the materials from you? So that's good.
And if they're in Bennington, they come to us. And I just want to put that out there. If anyone's interested, we're always looking for installers. We never have enough.
Okay,
It's very rewarding.
It
All our
is.
installers love what they do.
that's good. And just to mention, your telephone number is 802-447-5089. And we'll put this information on the screen too, so that you folks, if you're interested in getting
Volunteering.
set up for the Lifeline, or you have other questions for the gals, you can give Charlene a call and she can look into your questions and give you some answers. Okay. So that's
So,
good.
when we get phone calls from subscribers, how grateful they are that they've got this service. Or if someone passes, their family members call us and, tell us how grateful they were that their parents had this and what it did for them, gave them peace of mind. So we've had a lot of stories since I've been there, a lot of, touching stories. And I'd like Karen, we recently got a letter the other day from one of our subscribers, and she wanted us to share this letter. So I'll let Karen read it.
She did. She says, I have been meaning to write this thank you note since last January, February, when I broke my arm. Since bad weather's on its way again and bad falls are likely for elderly people like myself, I thought you might use this note to convince people to partake in your service, especially if living alone. I took quite a spill off my back deck and no one can see or hear me from there. So I pushed my Lifeline button and in 10 minutes my neighbors and the rescue squad were there. I was sitting in snow and it was about 10 degrees. Thank goodness everything worked perfectly, and I was in the emergency room in 1 hour, back home again in about 5 hours in a temporary sling. So grateful for everyone's help. And
wonderful.
this is sentiment from a lot of people.
That's
We
just one
get-
of many.
Oh,
yes.
One of many.
That's wonderful. I mean, that, this device is just so amazing, and it can help people like this lady and, everybody else. That's good. Very good. Well, thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
How did you get into providing this service?
Well, like I said, it was Lou Dana's
Okay.
idea.
Yeah.
Over 30 years ago, and he determined that there was a need.
Okay.
And Lou is a very caring man. He's
yeah.
he's still alive up in Burlington, and so he actually convinced the hospital that we should go into this. And I think he started with 4 units.
Wow.
And it just grew from there. And like Charlene said, now we have over 650 subscribers out there, and I've been involved for over 20 years with it, and it truly is very rewarding, and just to know that you're there for people.
Oh, that's great. Now you talk about subscriptions. This would make a really great Christmas gift, New Year's gift, Happy Father's Day, Happy Mother's Day, birthday, and it would give you, the caregiver or relatives of a person that has a disability or, is an elderly person living alone. It would give you, the family, peace of mind to know that, with just a touch of a button or not, help could be on the way to help the person that you really care for. How do I subscribe to it, and what would the costs be?
So you could just call our office at the hospital. And again, you gave our number, but if you just called the hospital directly, they would connect you to us. Next month, during the month of December, we're having a promotion where we're going to be installing, waiving the activation fee. So normally the activation fee is $35, but during the month of December, we're waiving that. To get the basic service, it's $30. And then, of course, if you go to your Home Safe, it's a little bit more expensive. I don't know if we brought the prices with us or not. Let's see.
It's $30. This is per month.
Per
$30
month,
per
yeah.
month.
So it's $30 per month for the
Now-
basic service.
Does Lifeline itself bill the client, or does it come from you guys? Okay. all
We
right.
do
We
the
do it.
billing.
Okay.
We do the billing. This is, the Home Safe is $44.95, and the Go Safe is a little bit more expensive. Of course, then if you add on, it's always a little bit more if you had the auto alert button. With the Go Safe, it's going to be, it's like $56 a month.
Okay.
But you have to purchase the button.
Mm-hmm.
Initially, you have to, but it's once you purchase it, it's yours.
Okay.
And that's $149.
Okay.
It's a little pricey, but then again, this button, you can go anywhere in the country
Right,
with
and
it.
peace of mind is
For
priceless,
$149,
actually,
for
so-
$149, it's going to give you a lot more for the money. And I know that's a lot up front. So we can do it in installments.
Installments, that's
We'll
great
make
to
it
know.
work.
Now, is any of this classified as durable medical equipment, so that insurances would cover anything like Medicare, Medicaid, or any of your third parties or anything like that?
It's not covered by Medicare, unfortunately. People who have choices for care, if we get, we don't determine that. It's the case managers or the physician or the state. We get the paperwork so we can bill Medicaid
Okay.
for that. The auxiliary does have scholarships, funding available for the basic service.
The basic. Yeah.
It's just too much to get into a lot of funding because it costs us a lot.
Right,
You know.
and it's basically a service provided by a nonprofit, so you're
Yes.
not,
Yeah.
you're like all of the rest of us nonprofit organizations. It's a difficult time, trying to find funding and stuff. Okay. So they would just call you, and then you would start the wheels in motion.
We
per
would,
se?
and we would send them an application, or we could do the application over the phone. It can also be downloaded on the computer,
Really? Okay.
and or we've emailed it, faxed it, applications. To expedite the process, like I said, we can do it over the phone because some doctors want their patients to have it before they're even discharged from the hospital.
Sure.
So, and our philosophy is if you need it, you're going to get it. We'll help you as much as we can.
Okay, good.
Funding is limited, so, you might not be able to get it for nothing, but you might have to put some cost in, but we try to work with the subscriber as much as we can.
Now, another question about finances. I know on the income tax form, it has like a lifeline or help with assistance on on your telephone. Instead of using it on your telephone, do you know if anybody like gets?
That's a little bit different.
That's different?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's different. They use the same Lifeline
Okay.
name,
Okay.
but it's
different- it's a
the
totally different
Yeah,
program?
it's through
Okay.
the telephone company, and I think to get a Lifeline through the telephone company, it's not this. What it
Something
is,
else.
it's like a Lifeline. So you can get, I'm not sure of the cost, but say hypothetically it was $10 a month. You could use your phone for an emergencies only.
Okay.
You can't use it daily, but if you needed to dial 911, it's like a Lifeline.
Okay. No, that's just a question that popped up in my mind, and I'm
We
sure
got a
some of
call
our-
today.
Did you really?
We got a call about that
and
today.
I'm sure some of our viewers are thinking the same thing, because if you got the call,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, good. That's
So.
good to know. There was a couple of other questions that I wanted to ask you, and I'm searching for them here. What would you ever reach a cutoff of we've got too many and we can't have any more?
No.
Okay, good. Because when you say you've got a little more than 650, I mean, people are saying,
No, we're trying to grow.
okay, very
Yeah.
good to know.
We want to make it out there to everyone who needs it. Our only drawback is, I get calls from Brattleboro area and beyond the 50-mile radius that I think that we can send our installers to. We could expand more further away, but then again, we're using volunteers.
Right.
And if we have somebody 75, 100 miles away, and if something happens to their machines,
Who's going to service them?
who's going to service them? Or, it's kind of hard to keep track of that.
And Rutland has a program, so we don't try to, we go up to Dorset and Rupert, but we don't go beyond that because Rutland has a program.
Right.
Brattleboro Hospital used to have a program, but I'm not sure that they do anymore.
They don't have a program. We do have a few machines over in Brattleboro,
Okay.
but I work with one of the, it's like a senior housing, so I kind of work with her and I send her the machines, and
Good.
so we have a contact person.
Very good. Well, this is really great, and you've just expanded on what little bit of knowledge I had about it, and it's been probably, I would say, 10 years since my last experience with it, and I know that the two experiences that I have had with Lifeline were great, and I really think that, folks, if you want more information, you give Charlene a call at 802-447-5089, or even stop by at the switchboard and ask for you. And I'm sure Karen or Lila or Charlene, could be reached within the hospital. Would you like to share anything else?
I'm just going to share one thing. The auxiliary also owns and operates the gift shop at the hospital. And in case you don't know, we just opened a brand new gift shop right off the lobby of the hospital. It's beautiful. Please come in and check it out and do some Christmas shopping.
Oh, that would be good. Now, do you have a display at the hospital with this material out there? So if someone's not seeing this show, or for some reason the social worker doesn't expound onto this thought where people could see this material and see a brochure where they could give you a contact?
We really don't. Space is limited. But during December, in the Corridor Art Gallery, which is also run by the Auxiliary, there will be a display,
Okay.
but only through the month of December.
Okay. Yeah, I remember.
If we had the room, it would be
Yeah.
nice, but there's just no space.
I know it's hard, and I remember the art gallery very fondly because I used to show some of my photography in it, and it was a blast doing it. It really was. Well, if you don't have anything else that you'd like to share, I'd really like to thank the three of you, Karen and Lila and Charlene, for coming to
Thank you.
visit us today. And poor Charlene was coming out of Price Chopper about a month ago, and it's like, oh, Charlene, I need to talk to you for a minute. And this is how we get some of the ideas for this program. So if you have any ideas that you'd like to see followed up, let me know here at CAT TV. I'm here as the outreach coordinator at 802-442-8868. And you never know if you're grocery shopping or on the street and I think you have something to share. I won't hesitate to ask you to come and, talk to me or give me a call here at the station and convince you, twist your arm to come because it was painless, wasn't it?
Yes.
Well, thank you again. And
you.
Stay tuned for more of Mindful Health Alternatives. And if you have any questions, give us a call. Bye.